going to move? Who going to make the first step to forgiveness? God said some of y'all still walking around here holding grudges. God said some of y'all need to leave that stuff on the back burner. God said, when are you going to forgive? Some of y'all need to leave that stuff on the back burner. You're not trying to forgive that person that hurt you. God said, you're not trying to let it go. God said, when are you going to let some of that stuff go and leave it on the back burner? God said, they might have hurt you, but you need to let it go. You need to call them up and you need to apologize to them, God said. God said they need to call you up and apologize to you. Too many times we run around here talk about somebody, they hurt me, they done did it. Baby, forgive them and move on. Because if you don't move on, God is not going to forgive you. If you don't move on, you're going to hang that burden over your head for the rest of your life. Forgive that person and move on. If you let Satan sit there and allow you to hold that grudge on that person because of something that they did in your life or did to you, baby, you'll never get through anything. Everything's going to be hard for you. Nothing is going to work for you. Everything is going to be impossible because you don't know how to forgive. So what? Somebody took your money, stole your money. So what? Somebody took your house, your car, your land. Baby, forgive them because any person that hooks or crooks, baby, they going to jail. They might not think they're going to jail, but baby, they're going to jail because you always get caught. If you a thief and a stealer, baby, you're going to jail. Jesus going to lock you up. You don't have to sit there and worry about, oh, they did this for me, so I'm going to take matters in my own hand. No, leave that stuff alone and leave it on the back burner and let Jesus take the matter in his hand. You take the matter in your hand, you're going to make a mess, and a hot mess at that. God said, leave that stuff alone and let me deal with it. God said, I got the power, I got the authority. God said, if I put the power and authority in your hand, you'll mess it all up. And let the devil use you and tell you what direction you're going in. Guess what? Every person they put in jail. They put Peter in jail. Guess what? God protected him. The officers threw Peter in jail, and God protected him when they threw him in. God knows who wrong and who ain't right. That's why he said, let me deal with it. Because too many times, the devil will push you up to do wrong towards somebody. And when the devil push you up to do wrong towards somebody, you always be the one that get messed up in it. Leave that stuff on the back burner. Tell the devil if you want to mess him up and if you want to mess up their life and if you want to hurt them and you want to do something to hurt them, then you put her where you need to put her. But God told me to back up and leave it alone. Oh, help me, Holy Ghost. Hallelujah. God told me to back up and leave it alone. God said they might have took my money, they might have took my car, they might have took my house, they might have took my land, but God told me to forgive them and move on. Hallelujah, Jesus. You better forgive that person and you better move on. Oh, bless the Lord. Oh, bless the Lord. Hallelujah, Jesus. That person might have hurt you, baby. But you better pick up that hurt, take it to the altar, and leave it at God's altar and move on. God said don't sit in that hurt because you don't have to sit in it. God said once you forgive them, that hurt is healed. Those wounds are healed. And God said you can move on. Some of y'all need to learn how to move on. Some of y'all need to stop talking about it, sitting around here getting on the phone, gossiping about it. You need to move on. If they hurt you, baby, forgive them and move on. Time to let it go. You sit there holding on to it and God had to forgive you because you ain't forgave them. Baby, I done been through hurt on top of hurt. So much hurt, I thought I was going to die. But guess what, boo? I forgave them, and look at me now. Hey, bless the Lord. Hallelujah, Jesus. Hey, thank you, Jesus. Look at me now. Baby, if I'd have held on to the hurt that I've been through in my life, baby, I wouldn't be where I am right now. Let it go. Put that stuff on the back burner and let it go. God said, I ain't worried about your hurt up on top of hurt. God said, let that hurt go and let me deal with it. God said, let that hurt go and let me push it out the way. God said, let that hurt go and put it on the back burner. Let it go. can't do nothing to you unless I allow him to. See, like I allow Satan to use Job. God said, if I put you in that predicament, I want you to trust me. If I get you to the point of where Job was, it's because I need you to trust me. Oh my God, he is. Some of y'all forgetting that Jesus is real. There's nothing fake about him, nothing phony. He won't leave you. He won't forsake you. But some of y'all need to let this mess go. Tell Harry and Cecilia, I forgave you, baby, but I'm moving on. Tell me you might have tried to get me down, boo, but I'm moving on. I ain't going to let you stop me. I'm moving on. I ain't going to let you give me my way. I'm moving on. See, somebody ought to be shouting off of that right now. Somebody ought to be saying hallelujah off of that right now. Somebody ought to be saying thank you, Jesus, off of that right now. You might have been hurt, baby. You might have had some hurt up on top of hurt. But God said it's time for you to let that hurt go. It's time for you to put that hurt on the back burner. It's time for you to say, God, I trust you in the midst of this storm. I'm letting go of this hurt in the midst of this storm because I don't want to go through this no more. I don't want my life to be messed up, busted up, and disgusted up because I'm carrying some hurt that somebody had and placed on me some years ago. Let it go. Oh, bless the Lord. Bless the Lord. Let it go. The devil wants you to be hurt. He wants you not to forgive Sally, Mary Ann, or Ricka James. Baby, forgive the person that hurt you so that God can forgive you. See, it's all about Jesus. It's all about what God has required of you. It's all about what God said He's going to do. It's all about what God said He'll do if you'll do what He says that you need to do. But see, some of us don't even want to do that. Some of us want to walk around with that hurt on top of us and want somebody to feel sympathy and feel sorry for you. Don't nobody want to feel sorry for you because you got the power and the ability and authority if you go to Jesus to get that hurt up off of you. Not to sit there in the water and eat that hurt. You talk about you sick. The devil is a liar. I ain't claiming no sickness. I'm going to take that sickness and I'm going to send that sickness and itself and all the rest of it that come with it back to hell. I ain't sick. I'm healed. I'm saved. I'm not sick. I'm blessed. Too blessed to be stressed. Did you hear what I said? Too blessed to be stressed. Forgive the person that hurt you. Stop worrying about they hurt me and I don't know how to get it off of me. Baby, the way to get it off of you is to come and kneel down at the altar and leave it there. Take your burdens to the Lord, boo-boo, and leave it there. Come off of that mess, but I can't forgive her. You telling yourself you can't forgive her. You speaking over yourself, I can't forgive her. You ain't trying to forgive her. But if you take the time out to forgive her, baby, you have forgiven them. Oh, glory, hallelujah. Stop speaking that over yourself about what you can't do. You better stop speaking, I already did, done. Oh, hallelujah. I've already did it. It's already done. I forgive you. You run around here talking about what somebody doing in their life and you ain't doing no better than them. You doing 10 times worse. Baby, you better check yourself or you wreck yourself. You self-evaluating somebody else and you have not started with yourself. You got a whole lot of logs and beams in your eye and you trying to take the logs and beam out of somebody else's eye. You sit here gossiping and talk about somebody else when you ain't even forgave yourself. God give everybody their own measure. The life that you have is not intended for somebody else, and the life that they have is not intended for you. Quit trying to have what somebody else got. That's another problem that we got. We always try to have what somebody else have. What somebody else have is not designed for you. Because see, if God gave it to you anyway, you couldn't handle it. Run around here talking about somebody got a nice car, and ooh, you wish you had that car. Baby, you ain't even got no job to pay the car payment. So why you wishing on what somebody else got, you wish you had, and you don't even have no job to pay the car payment? You better thank God for the car that He gave you that's paid for. Oh, bless the Lord with me. I wish I had that car she was driving. That's a nice car. Baby, God gave her that car because she could pay the car payment or somebody else could. You don't have a J-O-B, so you can't pay that payment. So why you want what she got for no people to come and repossess your car in 1 month? You done put all that money down and they gave you 1 month and got it because you couldn't pay it. Because you wanting what somebody else wants. Stop wanting what other people got and thank God for what you got. Your car paid for. Then you around here being long-eyed looking at somebody else's stuff. I wish I had a husband like her. Baby, you don't want no husband like what she got. Because the husband she got is designed for her. And people always make a story sound good, baby. You don't know what her husband and her going through behind them closed doors. It might sound pretty, baby, but it ain't all that pretty, trust me. People can fix things up, you know. They can paint a pretty picture to it. But that don't mean that it's like that. Quit wishing that you had somebody else's husband or you had a husband like somebody else. Baby, when you get your husband, it's going to be right and tight because it's going to be from God. But God don't want you to have what she got. You get what she got, you can't even handle it. You'll be in the room crying all night long. She might could say something or he might could say something to her and it might hurt her feelings, but she know how to deal with it. She know how to handle it. Versus you sitting there crying because you can't deal with it because he done say something to hurt your feelings and you go running in the room crying on the pillow. But see, that's what happened when you wish you had a husband like somebody else. Don't you wish you had no husband like somebody else? You sit and you wait for God to give you your husband. Because he going to give you your husband. He designed it for you in the love story. He going to give it to you. Some of y'all say, well, what has got to do with forgiving others? I threw this in here because somebody up in here need to hear it. Somebody on the conference call need to hear it. Somebody on the line need to hear it. Somebody going through this and they ain't understanding. They around here want what somebody else got. Stop wanting what people got and get what God gave to you. You can measure what God has given to you. You cannot measure what that person have over there. You cannot measure it. You cannot handle it. And it's not for you. So stop wanting it. Before you get yourself in some trouble you can't get out of. Because you want what somebody else got. That's not your blessing. It's not designed for you. It was designed for them because they can take care of it. Hallelujah. Oh, I wish my ministry was prospering like that. Your ministry can prosper. But let God prosper it. Stop wanting the ministry somebody else got. You don't know what that person did to get that ministry. You do not know. You don't know if they hooked and crook or got it right. So don't be sitting there wanting what somebody else got in their ministry. Their ministry is for them. Your ministry is for you. And the ministry is not a building or a temple or a church. The ministry is inside of your heart. Some of these preachers and these ministers need to start telling y'all that. The ministry begins in your heart. If the ministry is not down in your heart, baby, then you can't get in nobody church, temple, or building and preach and teach. Because it ain't even inside of you. It got to be inside of you for you to be able to teach it and preach it. When it helps somebody. You want a ministry so bad, baby, but you don't realize it's inside of you already. Bring the ministry that's inside of you out. All you got to do is get on the conference call. All you got to do is get on the YouTube, the Twitter, the Facebook, or getting the tent revival. That's all you got to do. That's all you have to do in the name of the Lord. You try to make it feel bad and say, oh, well, you need to have a big building. You need to have a church. No, that ain't what God told you.